To push out a dough, the first thing you have to do is obviously take the dough out of the dough box, or in this case, a dough pan. Now, if you just pull the dough, all that work you did to make a perfectly formed circular dough, that goes to waste. So, especially if a dough is a little bit warmer, more performed, we want to make sure we get under it with a little bit of a flour toss. That's going to help us pull this out and not disturb the circular nature of the dough ball. This is extremely important whenever working with Napolitana dough or anything with a higher hydration. Now I have this dough, now I'm ready to press this out. I have a dough ball that's ready to be pressed out, but I have no flour under it. Also, the smoother side, the top side, is at the top. Let's move that to the bottom, because this is smoother, it's gonna be easier to push. So, a dusting of flour, invert it, a little more flour on top. It's gonna help get into the porous nature of the dough. And then I'm going to create my crust by using my fingertips, not jamming my fingers, but using my fingertips, the center of your fingertips, to press it out. And I'm not touching the crust. If I had a rolling pin or a sheeter, no crust. This is not that. I want a crust. So I'm just using my fingertips, and then I'm going to use a method of spinning the dough like this, a C, and then pushing it out with my right hand going counterclockwise. On the table, it's gonna look like this, a C and then a push. Bring them together. You'll notice it's a circle the whole time I do that. It is not an oblong like that. Oblong means your dough, which you spent all this time, all this effort to be this perfect circular diameter of gorgeousness. You are then going to affect it if you make it an oval. I don't want an oval, I want a circle. The pizza will start as a circle and die as a circle. So here is my circle, and I'm gonna use my left hand to push, right hand to push it out, and keep doing that. I got two hands on it, so now I can do one of two things. I could do a slap method, or I could do the classic knuckles. Now, slap method, I love. A little slappy slap. Each time I do that, it's going to be, this is at 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock. So if I start at 12, that becomes 3, that becomes 6, that becomes 9. It is not the slap that's making this bigger, it's the centrifugal force. So that's why I can do it right here. Almost like the centrifugal force of hitting a baseball bat. You wouldn't just hit it like here, you would lean into it. Well, I'm doing that with a slap. Now, I could stretch it, the classic method of knuckles at 12 o'clock to 3 o'clock to 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock and so forth. As you get faster and smoother, it becomes just one fluid motion. Really important that you don't do it in the center of the dough, because you want the center to have some thickness or not be so thin that the whole pizza falls apart. So 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and so forth. Little quarter turns. When should you stop, Mike? Hey, you should stop whenever you want. But in this scenario, I'm gonna stop when I reach the diameter that I intend the final pizza to be. So at this point, I can quite easily place the dough down and then put my toppings on it. Mind you, if I did the snap, there would be snapback. I don't want snapback. It's like I'm placing a nice bed sheet down. Perfectly there, not snapping back. Snapback comes from the tenacity of the dough via the gluten net just being hit, and therefore it snaps back in. Again, to avoid the snapback, place it down like a nice bed sheet, and then you are ready with this perfect, gorgeous crust, perfect diameter dough to make your pizza.